As always, this is recorded. This is July 30th, Thursday. These are Forex League live trading sessions. The point of these sessions is every day, me and Nick, we go over what pairs we're looking at for the day, what potential trades that we're going to take. And we thought we'd include you guys in it. It's completely free. So every single pair that we're going to go over all the majors and some minor pairs and DXY. Every single pair that we're going to go over, we're going to do top-down analysis, which means we're going to go from time frame to time frame. Then we're going to look at the trend, so determine where's the trend. And then we'll do some candlestick analysis, look at some lower time frame confirmations if we're getting ready for entries. And obviously, there's a lot to learn from this. This is kind of our thinking process when we try to execute trades. There's some free trades that we'll give out on here, so look out for that. We'll tell you where to put your stops and your targets and everything, where to enter on that. And then obviously people that are in the signals, this is kind of an extension of our signals. These are, you can look at the trades that we give. You can go to these live sessions. It all works together. So like always, we're just trying to teach you the best way that we can, especially for beginners, how to become more successful and obviously how to approach things more professionally. If you don't put in the chart time every day, if you don't update your analysis, if you let yourself get stuck on one bias in the market, a lot of times you'll see us forecast two different ideas. If you get stuck on just following one idea the entire time, you're going to probably get burned. You got to be flexible. So these sessions are just to help build yourselves up. I'm going to get started. With DXY. And, as always, let's just go over what is the dollar index. I didn't look at it for the longest time, but I do look at it now. Basically, the dollar index is just the value of the U.S. dollar. So as we can see, for quite some time, the U.S. dollar has been falling, all the way since May. This thing broke structure on the daily time frame, and it has just been free falling. And now we're all the way down to this lower level. I have this red line marked. I was literally just looking for where is, a potential area of support. I always use these indicators. I don't use Ikomoku Cloud. I just use moving averages. So these are the only moving averages that we use, 200, 8, 18. But yeah, I was just looking for where is a level of support that we could potentially come to. All the way up, onto this weekly time frame. I'm like, okay, where is this? We're free falling down to this daily time frame. I came back. I saw we had a little support resistance level right here, resistance, support. This is kind of what we're kicking off of right now. We're pulling back on right now. Overall, we still are very bearish. We're below this monthly key level. So we always draw our monthly, weekly, and monthly key levels based on the monthly time frame. We go all the way up to that time frame. We're not going to get into that right now, but we do have this monthly, key level right here, all the way down to this lower time frame. Until this level breaks, and we went over this yesterday, until this 1 hour level breaks, this is structure right here, we are still bearish on this lower time frame, guys. So we are looking at DXY, looking at the 1 hour, and until this level breaks, we are still bearish. So whatever pairs that we're in, we're in a little bit of a retracement now. We still have a long ways to go before this thing really is bullish, before the trend changes, and before we can start to shift up, some of our biases. So that's DXY. Again, we are bearish right now on DXY. We're going to get Nick in here. Boom. So we got Nick joining up. What's up? Now I'm going to hop over to the major pairs, and we're just going to start with GU. We're going to start with GU. This is a trade that we gave out earlier this week. We closed around 2% in profits. So if we come in here to the signals chat, we've got GU. This is a trade we gave out on like Monday. And this thing's obviously moving pretty well. Again, let's bump up time frames. Let's bump up time frames all the way on this monthly time frame. This is where we first started doing some more analysis. So again, like we mentioned in the beginning, start with top-down analysis. Always start on the monthly or weekly time frame, work our way down to the lower time frame. So on this monthly time frame, we had a lot of indecision, a lot of reversal, signaling us, huge doji in March. Then we just had these indecision candles, long wick, doji candle here, and then we accelerated to the north. Now in the weekly time frame, I was basically looking overall, we're in a downtrend. We're forming lows, lower high, lower low. Now let's focus in on this area. I'm looking at this piece right here. Always try to look at previous price action, how it reacted. Over here it was the same thing. We came up, rejected, then we had this bullish push to the north. We're doing the same thing now. We rejected, now we're going bullish to the upside. Let's just continue to go down time frames, see where we can see structure a little bit more clearly. So down to this daily time frame. Daily time frame obviously broke. We were bearish here. Boom, lower high, and then this happened. Daily time frame broke, went bullish. Then we could focus in on this area. What does the trend look like over here? We went over this yesterday. GU, 4-hour time frame was forming lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And we broke, went bullish, first higher high, first higher low. And then ever since this area, we were looking on the 1 hour. And on the 1 hour, we had a lot of continuation, a lot of continuational patterns here. Basically, once we came down here, we broke out of this this area. We had this ascending triangle that formed. Boom, broke to the upside, and then right here we just had this continuation, little pullback, 2 bullish engulfings in a row. Now we're flying to the upside. That was our entry on this. Again, we got in the signal room, we secured about 2.0 right here. So now what are we targeting? We're targeting this daily support or supply zone, all the way up here. This is what we're targeting price to come into. Obviously, we're moving into that area right now. And then, we're going to consider sells. We're going to consider sells once it comes up in this area. We're going to see how price consolidates in this area. So nothing on GU for today. Again, this trade was given out in the signal room this week. But at this point, we're out of this trade. So we can't get hung up on trades that we were in. We're going to go back. We're going to go back. I'm going to actually do a trade review on this, so I'm going to leave it. So I'm going to do a trade review and go over where the entry was. Very similar to this, but a little bit further breakdown. But don't get hung up on trades that you've been in. Remove them. Let's go to UCAD now. Let's start all the way up. This is another trade that we had in the signal room, but we actually maintained this one. We moved our stops to entry yesterday evening. This thing had been fucking around for a little while. So we moved our stops to entry here, but let's just start all the way up on the higher time frame, because now things have changed and we've actually broken structure on these lower time frames. So let's go all the way up to the weekly. We've been talking about this over and over and over again. We've been talking about, we made this new higher high right here. The weekly time frame is bullish, guys. Weekly time frame is bullish. We pulled back. Now we're hitting this daily level of support. Previously, a lot of buyers came in, flung this thing north. We're seeing the same thing, guys. We are seeing the same exact thing happen right now. We had this trend line placed. We had this daily supply or support zone. As I come down to the daily, what are we looking at here? Daily time frame, obviously still very bearish, but this is a weekly confirmation area. Weekly confirmation here. So I'm going to go down all the way to the 1 hour. And basically what I'm looking for right now is I'm looking for the 1 hour to change trend. Very similar to up here. We had this break of structure, first lower high, huge fallout. Now I'm looking for the same thing in the opposite direction. We had break of structure right here. What do we need now? We need some sort of pullback. So we had the break above our resistance level. And again, we had this marked. We talked about this yesterday. This is the level that needed to break for us to get out of this position, and it did. So now we're going to need our first higher low. Very similar on the flip side to this, first lower high. We're going to need our first higher low, and then we can go north. We can go long on this. So this is UCAD. I'm going to change this to orange. This is an example of something that I would be dropping in the premium analysis. This is a trade that we're getting ready to take right now. That's what this premium analysis section is for. As you can see, when we get into GJ, you know, we dropped GJ in here. This was a trade that we put out this week. We dropped all these, you know, USEF, EU, all these opportunities that we're looking at, GJ earlier, all these opportunities that we're looking at, we drop in this analysis section. So again, how it works, the live sessions are free. The analysis is just $7, one-time fee. That's where we drop all the updates throughout the day on the lower time frames when things are setting up. And then the signals are obviously a whole different program, but that's where we're actually giving you guys the trades. So let's go to EU. Let's bump up all the way to, let's go up to the monthly time frame on EU. Again, let's just talk about what is the trend. Trend on the monthly time frame is bullish, broke, made this high, pulled back, made this higher low. A lot of exhaustion here before this thing accelerated down to the weekly time frame. You know, be mindful of where we're at right now. We're at this weekly level of resistance. Previously, price reacted with a lot of volatility to this area. You know, support here flew to the upside, resistance here, rejection, 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 you know, flew down. So what you guys should expect at this key level is something similar to these areas. You know, we're either going to get rejection or find support and fly again to the upside. But just be mindful that these areas are just order zones. They're just where a lot of orders are going to be placed as we start to come down time frames, you know, to the 4-hour time frame. It's very bullish. Daily time frame, very bullish. 4-hour time frame, very bullish. 1-hour time frame. This is kind of what we're basing everything on right now. Is on this 1-hour time frame, we could put our random on here. Just talking about structure, we had this high form, this higher low, this high form, this higher low, this high form, this higher low. So whatever we do, it's based on this higher low right here. You know, either we're going to try to take some long opportunities off of this level, if it finds support, or we're going to, once it breaks, you know, we're going to look for the retest and we're going to go short on this. So we're just staying patient on EU. Not much has changed on this time frame. Not much has changed on this at all on this pair. So we're just going to be patient. Let's go over to USEF. USEF is looking interesting. Let's bump up. You know, again, start up all the way on the weekly time frame. First thing I want to look at on the weekly time frame is we've got this monthly level right here. We've got our weekly level right here, monthly level right here. That's the first thing that I look at, guys. Basically, what I'm looking at right now is like, okay, we fell below this weekly level. Where is our next potential level where there's going to be a lot of orders placed? That's down to this monthly. But we have a just looking at the chart, we do have a support level that we can place in here that looks pretty significant. We had a wick here, double touch here, you know, support. And then even going back farther, we had resistance here, support here. So this level that we're at right now is major. This level, there's going to be a big move off of this level right now. And then we just got to cycle down, you know, until we can see structure a little bit more clearly. Daily time frame, very bearish. 4-hour time frame, you know, very bearish right here. And then coming all the way down to the 1-hour. 1-hour time frame. Let's look at structure. We had this lower low, this lower high, rode this moving average all the way down to this area, lower high, lower low, lower high with this double top. And then we came down, we formed, this was our next lower high right here. So this is how we're basing this right now, guys. We are either looking for short opportunities off of that weekly level we just talked about and this lower high that formed, or if we break to the upside, if we get a lot more volume kicking in, then we are looking for this. Boom. We're looking for a break, retest, and an entry. So this is what we're looking at right now. Either opportunity is going to play out well. So you just got to be patient. You got to be patient. So with EU and USEF, we're still looking, you know, for one of two opportunities. If we just get a bearish engulfing through this area, much like this, we can go short, you know, right here, 30 pip stops, went into profit about 45 pips. Now we're in a little bit of a pullback. I probably would have put stops to break even. But that's not a terrible, not a terrible trade. Just going with the momentum on the lower time frame, just continuing this trend. And it's much similar to here. We entered in this area. Our entries are always on these crosses through the moving averages. We could have entered here, 35 pips, went up about 45 pips, pulled back, and then went into about 2-to-1, pulled back a little bit again, and then, ended up going up 87 pips. So we're looking for the same thing right now. We're looking for that pullback, that bearish engulfing through the moving average, or we're looking for that change and try to catch that momentum and go to the upside. So let's go over now. Let's go over to NU. This is actually interesting. I've had NU marked up for quite some time, but I'm being a little bit more patient than I normally am. So on the weekly time frame on NU, this is where I'm really basing this on. Weekly time frame, we're very bearish, lower low, lower low, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high. We're in this supply zone on the weekly time frame. Very clear supply zone. I don't, use the trend lines too often, but if I bring in a trend line, we're also hitting this trend line right now. So again, weekly confluence area. As I go down to the daily, we're still bullish. 4 hour, this is the area I'm looking at. 4 hour. 4 hour time frame. This is our structure level. This is our support level right here. Yesterday we marked out. We're either looking for a break of this level, retest short, or we're going to go long on this. All the way down to the 1 hour time frame. Pretty much 1 hour time frame. We had dropped a premium analysis on this a long time ago. If I scroll up, maybe I can find it, right here. We were looking at short opportunities all the way since 7/23. So 7 days ago, we were looking for, once this broke, we were kind of looking to get in on this area. This is 60 pips, would be up 30 pips right now. But I'm just waiting for a little bit more confirmation because of the fact that this is such a higher time frame zone. So that's kind of what we're seeing right now. I'm going to clean this up a little bit, clean that up, clean this up, NU, boom, right here. We're getting this break, this 1 hour break of structure. That's pretty much turning into this 4 hour level break-in. So we need a little bit more momentum and we need that pullback, guys. We need a pullback right there. I'm going to take that off. Now we're not going to do any long opportunities until this is broken. This level needs to break for us to go long. So we're really looking short on this. So we need that pullback, retest, and then we'll go short, lower high, and we'll get in on that momentum. So that's NU. I'm going to drop NU and UCAD. I'm going to drop in the, in the premium analysis. Those are the two ones that we're looking at. And the GU is obviously still pumping a little bit to the north. Let's go over now to GJ. So GJ's, moving pretty well right now. Going to the upside. So let's see something. So this is, a little trade that we put out this week. This thing's flying to the upside. And again, this was dropped in premium analysis. This was a very simple trade. Let's go all the way to the bottom. GJ broke, retest, flew to the upside. That's the exact analysis that we've got on the chart right now. The main thing to look at is this zone, this weekly level. This weekly level is significant. This is our key level, and this daily time frame bullish. Let's start on the weekly. Weekly time frame is bearish, but very similar to this. We have this rejection, and then fly to the upside. That's what we're looking at right now. Daily time frame, like I said, broke bullish. So it broke, made a higher high, pulled back, made this higher low. 4 hour time frame. Ever since this broke right here, this was lower low, lower high, lower low, or just a retest of the low, broke, higher high. These are higher lows, all being retested, all entry opportunities that we've gone over this week. And then this flew, another higher high, and then right here had this pullback, 4 hour engulfing, 4 hour engulfing, all the confirmation you need, and this thing started to fly again to the upside. So we're up about We're up about 1.9, 1.9% on this. We're going to keep holding this. I'm going to target this 200-day moving average at the least. That's what we're trying to get to on this. And, that's GJ for today. So I see a lot of people in the chat today, a lot of new people. We are going to do a little giveaway today. So if you guys want to enter in on the giveaway, just put your Discord name in the chat. Put your Discord name. If you guys aren't in the Discord, I'm going to personally invite you guys right now. So I'm going to throw the link in here. So if you guys want to enter in a giveaway for today, today's the last live trading session of the week. So it's going to be like the last giveaway of the week. So just make sure you guys throw your Discord name in the chat if you guys want to enter in on that, and we'll get that popping. So again, I'm going to drop the analysis I just went over in this premium analysis channel. If you guys want to get started with that, it's just $7 one-time fee. Just come over here to the start here section and you can get in on that, and I'll add you into the group. And other giveaways that we have going on is in this profits channel. If you guys just post a picture of your profits, enter in on a $50 giveaway. And then in memes as well, just post your memes in here. Say what your submission is. And so you can get it on as well. So I'm going to pass it over to Nick. That's all the pairs that I covered. Just to recap, we got GJ, we've got GU, UCAD, NU, EU, USEF, went over all of those. And that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Nick.
Perfect. So thanks for that analysis, Angelo. As you guys saw, there were plenty of good setups that were, given to the community this week. And we saw a lot of good moves take place. And there also are some, good potential setups for early next week. So let's just get right to the chart. You guys can see my DXY chart. We're not going to spend too much time on this because Angelo covered it. But, we just want to do a quick one look on this daily time frame. Clearly bearish. We're below this key support. And Angelo went all the way down to the 1 hour, I believe. So I think he talked about how we are experiencing a little bit of a retracement right now. But until this minor zone breaks, we are still primarily bearish. So if we do see a transition here, we could be seeing a larger time frame retracement back up to this monthly. Okay, but until then, we are still pretty much bearish. This is definitely a key zone. Depending on how it plays here, we'll kind of determine the rest of this week's market movement, and then potentially early next week. We'll see how it goes. But crazy movement on DXY lately. Still very much bearish. So let's go over to AU. All right, so this one's pretty interesting too. Let's go to the daily time frame first. Get an idea of the overall sentiment. See if anything's changed. Usually just do a one look on the daily and see how things are moving. So clearly we could see this is bearish, right? Significant zone would be this monthly here where our prior lower highs were. Zoom in a little bit right here. This was when this monthly zone was confirmed here, and again here as well as resistance, and then once more here as it came back on this 4 hour rally. So let's drop to the 4 hour then, get a better look at the current trend, more current trend. So here's that giant retracement, 4 hour bullish trend, very strong trend. And here was that rally into our monthly resistance, that key zone we just talked about, right? So it retracted twice, pulled down, and then started, kind of forming this ascending channel here. We got some ranging, and then we saw the conviction needed to break through this monthly. It did pretty significantly, pulled back, gave us this kind of flag pattern, and then continued a little bit higher. So we are definitely more long on this than anything else, especially since we are well above this monthly now. We're pretty much just looking for higher lows to confirm this bullish trend and looking for continuations. We just want to keep seeing these higher highs, higher lows, higher highs up into our next target around 0.735. So we did see a little bit of a pullback now, and this is very much because of DXY, right? So you see a little bit of a pullback on DXY. That is essentially what this little drop is here. Okay, so this is just a pullback, but again, it depends on how DXY reacts. If it continues down, we will see this continue down back towards our monthly to test the support once more. If we see this higher, this is an active trade, by the way. If we do see this higher low break, we will consider closing and minimizing losses here, because that means this could be in for a pretty good transition, at least on a lower time frame. And then we'll just look for re-entries at that point. Right, so how it reacts here is pretty much going to determine how we manage this trade. Right, we caught this trade though on the break of this flag, right, as it was transitioning to the upside. We got in around here, and then we were just targeting back up towards this key resistance, like I said, around 0.735. I was really hoping to get above this minor supply zone. Price action did stall there and then pulled back. So again, we got to kind of just wait and see if this little retracement here, this little bearish variation has any significance. But yeah, we'll be monitoring and kind of just waiting for this to play out. See what price action shows us. Okay, so that's AUD USD. Let's move on to AJ. See, there's some questions for a second. Are these just? No, these are just submissions. Okay, so this is AJ. Again, when I go to the daily, get that one look in. Clearly, very, very bearish, right? Key zone would be this monthly right here. This is where our prior lower highs was. Very, very similar to AU, like we just covered. We saw a break, retest, confirmed this monthly, confirmed it again over here when we saw this lower high form and confirmed the strength of this level, rejecting price action, pushing it lower. Okay, so clearly very bearish. We do see that price action is testing this zone once again. So let's drop to the 4 hour and get a better look at that. Okay, zoom out a little bit. Clearly very strong 4 hour bullish trend. We saw a break out of this bearish channel. Price action rallied to that monthly, gave us a head and shoulders pattern, fell back down towards the top of that, the upper trend line of that bearish channel. That's this little pocket right here. And then started forming, an ascending triangle pattern, a pretty large one at that. Key resistance at 75 flat. And then we were just getting higher lows into that area. Finally broke, pushed price action back up into that monthly once again, and then back down, testing the 75 zone as new support. Okay, so let's see if we have any trade opportunities in this area. So yeah, it came back down to test the support, 75 flat, and we just have this box pattern, rectangle pattern, whatever you want to call it. We're consolidating. Price action is just going sideways, and we can't really make a clear trade until we see, a break to the upside. So a nice transition to the upside here would be ideal, or a transition to the downside. I'm going to draw both trade scenarios for you guys so we can get an idea of what we're looking at. So essentially, you want to see something like this, transition to the upside. You want to get in on a higher low, confirmed higher low, and confirmed by bullish setups. So morning stars, bullish variations, seller's exhaustion, and bullish engulfings, obviously. Anything like that. Want to enter on that confirmed higher low, target higher. Okay, or right, what's the bearish scenario? How do we go about taking shorts on this? What do we need to see? We need to see a significant break of 75 flat, retest, enter on
everybody.
Some sort of lower high. Okay, and then the opposite is true. We're just looking to enter on these confirmed setups.
Not bad, not bad.
Bearish engulfings, evening stars.
Another day.
Buyer's exhaustion.
Yeah, it is. No, it is warm over here.
All right, so these are the two scenarios for AJ. Definitely favoring the bullish option first because, again, if we just zoom out, we're trend trading. It's very much with a bullish trend on this 4 hour time frame. And, yeah, we're just looking to get in on those the proper confirmations. All right, so that's AJ, guys. Just clean this up for a second. Looks terrible. All right. All right, guys, so that's AJ. Let's keep going. On to UJ. So this one's looking interesting as well. Let's go to the daily time frame, get that one look. Super bearish, guys. UJ is actually a giant descending triangle on this daily time frame. Key support being 106. We can just see that there's tons of rejection from here. This is definitely the key level of support. Rejection here, here again, here is again, and then multiple times over here near current price action. So we've established the overall trend is very bearish. Let's zoom on to the 4 hour time frame and see what we can find. So this is clearly a huge range here between 109.25 and 106 flat, right? Every time we've seen key resistance here, key support here, so on and so on. And then we actually got a lower high here. Price action pushed down, tried to pull back, gave us some sort of retracement, and then formed a lower time frame descending triangle. Key support was at 107,350. It finally broke it, ranged for a little bit more, presented a lower high, and then dropped. And it blew right through this monthly. And it is pretty overextended, so it would be nice to see some sort of structure form. And it looks like we may have an opportunity for that at this point. So we want to see this. I want to see price action get above this. Call this 250. Okay, so this is the lower time frame structure right here. If price action gets to this zone at 105, 250, we're going to be looking for price action to reach the 38.2, and then we'll look for reversals and any sort of entry off a golden fib level. So 61.8, 38.2, anything like that. Pretty much like these blue trade paths are highlighting here. So anything like that would be a really great trade opportunity. But we're going to have to wait and see how DXY plays out. Does it have enough momentum to keep pushing lower? Are we going to see some sort of retracement? We got to kind of wait. We got to wait for the next few hours and see how this plays out. Okay, but this is looking pretty good so far. I mean, if we go to the daily alone, this has so much room to drop now that it's broken the monthly. So let's just condense this a little bit here. All right, so look, this is the break of that range. If we do see structure form and then a continuation to the downside, the likelihood of us hitting a deeper fib bubble is very high. -27, -61, which puts us right at that weekly as well. So this could be a pretty massive move that we're waiting on here. I just got to kind of see how price action plays out in the next few hours. All right, so that's UJ. As this gets closer to entry, I will be putting out premium analysis in that channel on Discord. So be aware of that. And yeah, this looks pretty good. I'm happy with UJ. This might be a really nice, depending on how much this moves or consolidates for the rest of today and tomorrow, this could potentially be a pretty good move next week. But we'll see. We'll see, though. All right, so that's UJ. Let's move on to EJ now. Okay, get that one look on the daily time frame. Let's zoom out. Super bearish. Probably the widest bearish channel that we're going to look at. And yeah, very, very steep as well. So let's zoom in on this area here. Yeah, very bearish until we saw a break of this channel here. So we got above a few prior lower highs. We broke above 121.250, which was a pretty significant level. We shot up to this zone here, which was prior structure, right around 124, but then actually formed a supply zone. And that's where price action is at now. So let's go to the 4-hour and see what's going on at current price action. Okay, so here was that break to that structure level, formed that supply zone, came back down, testing that upper trend line of that bearish channel, and then formed a nice ascending channel. So a pretty healthy trend. It's moving. There's good volume here. It's not really, volume's not falling off. It definitely is moving higher. And we're going to continue with that trend. So, I mean, we could either see a pullback. I would like to see a nice higher low form just above this 121.250 area. Get a nice higher time frame fib level in there as well. But until that happens, we can't really take a trade up in this area. We need to see either a break of this zone, supply zone like this. You need to see a break of the supply zone like this. Maybe get it on some, higher low here. You need to see a break of that, or we need to see this pullback and form more real structure on a higher time frame. In which case we can enter on, another higher low, because this is still very bullish until I would say 121.25 is broken. So like price action could come all the way down to 121.25, turn around and still be very considered, more so very bullish. Okay. But if we saw a break of 121.25 and then, some sort of lower high form on a retest, this would definitely be a transition to the downside. And then we can start looking at short opportunities. But until that happens, we're still very, very bullish on this pair. We do have a bit of a triangle pattern, it looks like, too. Something like this. Let's see. So close. Close. Pretty much like a little symmetrical triangle pattern, which could be a continuation or, reversal, depending if we see a break to the upside or downside. But yeah, so EJ rather is still, this is the 4-hour time frame, so we're still pretty far away from making a trade. But again, as we said, if this continues to the upside, if this breaks out of this pattern here, you would want to, you could get in on a price action entry like this. Break and retest, get in on a higher low, retest of this structure, retest of this broken pattern, and then yeah, you could be taking longs off that. But again, this is definitely the more conservative entry. Wait for that pullback. Let's go to the daily for a second, see if it makes sense. So yeah, if this trend were, So if this trend were to continue, you want to get in on that higher low we just talked about, which would make a lot of sense if it came down to 121.25 and then continued higher. And then we would be targeting our monthly. All right, so we got to wait on this one. That's EJ. And then I'm going to jump onto gold for you guys because this is always a fun one. All right, so we're on the daily time frame here. We're looking for that one look analysis, super bullish, just looking for the trend. So yeah, super bullish. Let's go to the 4 hour for a second. Get a better look at current price action. All right, so this was that consolidation, all that consolidation before this huge rally. All right, tons and tons of consolidation between 1675 and 1750. Then we finally got a higher low and conviction to the upside. Broke and retested right at 1750 and then rallied straight into 1800 where we saw a bit of consolidating. So it was forming this box pattern here right above 1800, confirming this level as significant support. It didn't form structure and then just rallied even more. It shot straight up to, what is this, 1980? This is like 1980 area, yeah. So shot straight from 1800 to 1980, which is insane. So it's clearly overextended. You can see these MAs are pretty much straight up. No structure has been formed in this yet, especially on this time frame. So that's what we're waiting for. Exactly. We want to see a pullback to 38.2, 61.8, something to form structure, some sort of higher low where we could look to enter on. Because when you just see a market moving one direction like this, it's just straight up. You can't really make a trade on it other than just straight confidence trades. So, we want to wait for a conservative entry, some sort of transition, pullback, confirmed higher low, and then we can make entries on it. So this one's still quite a ways out. Again, this is a 4 hour time frame, so this is going to take some time to play out and before it presents any sort of trade opportunity. But it is crazy to see gold and this movement lately. The volume has been insane. But again, that goes alongside with DXY. As DXY drops, gold will relatively, appreciate. They share a very inverse correlation. Okay, so quick recap for these. Went over DXY, AU, AJ, UJ, EJ, and gold. I'm gonna leave this on AU right now. Drop to 1 hour. All right, guys. So now is pretty much your last chance. If you haven't dropped in the chat already for the giveaway, just drop your name, and we'll announce it in Discord.
Yeah, I'm just gonna share my screen.
Yeah, do what you gotta do. Definitely. I see it.
So here we go. We got my screen. Okay, you guys should now see my screen. Can you guys see my chart? Just post into the chat if you guys can see it. See this?
Yeah, you can see it.
So we are doing a little sale right now with everybody. So everyone should at this point be entered in the giveaway. You should post your name into the chat, and after this, I'm gonna go ahead and pick a winner for that. Again, last giveaway of the week, last live trading session of the week. Also now, if you guys are interested in joining Forex League and actually joining the course, I just want to touch on, we've got, our little sale going on right now. I'm actually going to come into Telegram. Boom. So we've got our little sale going on right now. This is everything that's included: 50 plus course videos, premium signals, one-on-one training, trading plan. Please excuse the sirens going off. Trading plan, private chat, psychology training, fundamental updates, live sessions, weekly webinars. If you guys want to know more about this, just shoot me a message. We got videos explaining everything that's inside. Normally it's $4.99. Right now it's $2.99. There was 4 spots left yesterday. Today there's only 2 spots left. So if you guys want to get in, just shoot me a message after this. Once again, we appreciate all you guys for coming on, becoming a part of Forex League team. There's a lot for us to learn together, and the next session will be Sunday at 8 p.m. and we'll get all of our analysis we'll update all of our analysis tomorrow from this past week, and then we'll drop all of our new analysis on Sunday. And obviously, everybody that's in the signals, we're going to look to finish this week strong. So we'll catch you guys in the next session, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you again. Enjoy the rest of the weekend this weekend. See you on Sunday.
Peace.